Welcome, everyone, to season 3, episode 25, the penultimate episode
Whoop,
for the
whoop.
Wave Kings.
We're in the 90s now, right?
I think so.
I think
In
episode
the
90.
90s. Yep, episode 90. You are correct.
Yeah.
We're in the 90s.
You know how I track it.
I know.
Party like the 90s.
It's good times, good times. How's everyone doing tonight?
Good.
Good.
Cannot
I'm home.
complain. Yeah, that's
You're
right. You're home.
Yeah.
After some back-breaking work out there on the
Mhm.
No, that was crazy. That
on the
was-
tundra. So how did
That
it all end up? Tell us
that
all the
was-
things. I want to hear.
Yeah.
an experience.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. I don't know. It was interesting. It's always like, I don't know, like being in someone else's home and just
Mhm.
seeing how people live and just, it's kind of different. It's kind of hard to like get used to sometimes. And
Yeah.
And like plus like working hard when I haven't worked hard in a long time was like my body was sore and I wasn't in my bed and it was
Right.
just, like a lot. But it was really cool though. We didn't
Now,
get
was-
quite as much done as we hoped to.
There's the question. Was mission
yeah, we
accomplished?
did because like with weather and other things happening, but
It
we
happens.
still I think helped them get more than they would have done if it was just them.
Right.
But
Yeah.
So how much more work is there left to do?
all of it.
We got nothing done.
All the things.
So
You basically helped them build a
basically-
backgammon board, and then you were like, "I'm done."
Basically, all we were able to do was get like the big like logs like peeled of the bark, and then like we put tar on them,
Uh-huh.
and then we my thing keeps falling. Sorry. And then we were putting those in the dirt. So like we had to dig holes in the dirt, like 6 feet down or 5 feet down, depending on like the elevation of wherever we were. And then like he had this big excavator with a chain on it around the log, like the tree trunk, and lifted
Right.
that up. So we had to like kind of guide the hanging tree trunk down into like the perfect spot into these holes. And then bury it
wow.
all in. So that took
So
a
these are
couple
big
days.
trees
That took a few
then.
days.
If he's doing that, he's got big trees that he's putting down in the
Big
hole.
trees. Yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
he's using these to make the whole house frame.
Okay.
So that's
Got
pretty
you.
much all we got done. We didn't get to actually build like the first floor or anything like that's what we were supposed to do.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
But they were already behind schedule, so all we did was like put the poles in the ground, which was a lot more work than it sounds like it should be.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
it's a lot of digging. you know.
yes,
Putting a pole down, you got to dig a lot further
Yeah.
than you think.
and
So-
we also did like we buried like their first plumbing line in like a ditch in the
Oh wow,
dirt.
so you did a
So that was
lot
kinda
of digging
cool.
then. Okay.
So
Good
yeah,
deal.
and then
Cool.
there was just like a baby there all the time, so we paid a lot of attention to the baby because
Yeah.
it's a baby
It's
and
a
she needs
baby.
attention and love
Mhm.
and cuddles and is hungry and
No,
all the
you
baby
train
things.
that baby to dig some ditches is what you do.
I
Yeah.
know. I was like, you're gonna need
Come
to
on,
baby,
get
get
a
to
work.
shovel, the hammer,
Get to
and
work.
a shovel.
Here you go. Your play school, my first excavator. You
Yeah.
know, get him
Exactly.
in there. You know, come on now, step it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Babies
It
be
was still pretty
lazy.
cool. Like it was a cool experience. Like I would never be able to do that on my own or anything. You know, I think it's crazy
Uh-huh.
that it's just the two of them trying to do it. That is
Right.
ambition.
Right. And
Yeah.
your friend that you took up there, how did he enjoy the
Oh, he
experience?
survived. He's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Good deal.
We just when we came back, we just went to Ren Fair this weekend because it was our other friend's birthday.
Okay.
So we all did like a big like we worked so hard. Let's get drunk at Ren Fair.
All
as
the
a
Ren Fair
celebration.
things. That's
Yeah.
right. Because I remember us talking about that on the. It came up during the birthday
Yes.
joint for
Yeah.
Yeah.
on the Discord joint that we were on. Yes.
Yep. Apparently he's not sick of me yet, so
Yeah.
Hey, there you
Cool.
go.
I didn't scare him off yet, despite my best efforts.
She worked
Fun
hard, but she failed.
Failed. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was out of town all weekend long, and since why I was so like in the episode ready and everything, I was in Richmond, which is not too far away, but
It's like an hour. Yeah.
it's an hour away. Yeah, well, I spent the Friday night in
At least
Midlothian.
there's no bridge tunnel going to Richmond.
Yeah, no, I was.
So that's
I
the thing
was-
about going to Norfolk, Virginia Beach from here is
Uh-huh.
like you're in a
Yep.
freaking tunnel like
Tunnels.
forever.
Yeah.
Not because it's long, but just because people don't know how to drive through a tunnel.
Not around here.
They
Like,
do not understand the concept of
people
actually
that-
accelerating to maintain pace going up an incline.
People that live here know how to drive through the tunnels. People that
No.
come from out of town. No, people that live here
Nope.
don't know how to drive in tunnels. No, you're
Untrue.
right.
Because there's so many people here that never drive through the tunnel and they go through for like one concert or one event or whatever, and they drive 40 through the freaking tunnel. And I'm like, you're killing me, Smalls. You're
Yeah.
killing me.
During
Yeah.
COVID, when there was no traffic, we went fast. through those tunnels.
Loved it.
Dude, how fast
I
I could
got
get to
to
Virginia Beach.
just zoom every day to work during COVID. Oh my goodness!
My
I mean,
office during COVID was down in Virginia Beach, which is during COVID was like maybe a 30-minute commute, maybe tops.
that's right
you
because
know.
you're closer. You're closer than I am to.
Yeah. It was maybe because I could get on the interstate in
Yeah.
like 5 seconds. But it was like
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
a
you're
30-minute
pretty close.
commute because we could drive so fast and there's no traffic. Now, if I go to Virginia Beach, it's an hour and a half.
Oh, it's a solid hour, easy for
Solid
you,
hour.
and for me, it's a solid hour 20.
The funny
getting,
thing
like,
is, so it's like
down
an
there.
hour to get to Richmond, which is over 90 miles away. But Virginia
Something
Beach
like that, yeah.
is like 15 miles away. Same time.
No, it's not 50. Okay, you definitely exaggerating a bit, sir. But
It's 20 miles.
it is-
20 miles.
nope. It's longer than 20.
It's longer.
It's
Not to get
longer
to
than 20
okay.
miles, man.
Maybe.
Seriously, yeah.
Maybe. Let me see.
Bob
My
Beach
friends-
definitely longer than 20 miles because you got to get through Norfolk first. You got to get through Hampton first.
Yeah.
I mean, and then if you go to the South Side, you got to go through Suffolk first. You got to go through Chesapeake first. You got to go through Portsmouth first. So
I don't like
yeah,
the
it's longer than
camera
you
thing.
think though. So
Yeah, you're probably right.
yeah, but Richmond, I mean, that drive is comfortable. It's just basically just get on the interstate and just cruise. And now they like made most of it like 3 lanes for most of it, and then 2
Yeah.
lanes here and there. But yeah.
Let's-
So for me, it was the I did the my oh actually I'm wearing a Spanish themed jersey too. But I did my paella sangria churro party.
Yeah, how'd that
I
go?
I was cooking and making all the stuff. My wife has had my paella like I don't know how many times, and she said it was easily my best. And I was like, I don't know what I did, but I got to remember it. So because paella and sangria are similar. It's like there's no such thing as a set recipe for it. You just do what you do. You work with certain ingredients. So I try to get all authentic stuff, but somehow or another, whatever I put together, and then I put it on a it's a cul-de-sac type party. So I put it on the grill thing. It was like a regular grill. It's like fire pit kind of thing, basically.
All right.
But it has grates on
It's-
it though.
38 miles. 38 miles to Virginia Beach from here.
I know, but you said 15. I was like, yeah,
Okay.
15.
Okay, 38 miles versus
Yeah.
versus 90 miles.
Right.
trying
So
to
so
figure out my
we put it on
camera.
the
Sorry.
fire pit, put it outside. It was fun, and I told people, I was like, look, you put it out here, and when you make paella, you want to get that sakara on the bottom, which is that like it's kind of like burned rice on the bottom, but that's where the flavor is. And I told people you need to get this, and I trained them all up, and they were like excited about it. And then they had it, and they were like, oh, this is the reason why you do anything. I was like, yeah, because you want that texture. So I did that and I made churros. Basically, I had a bunch of people over here. Everybody had a great time. I was over a stove or heat the whole time. I basically didn't get to really, but that's my love language is actually being a giver. I love giving. And so I didn't mind the fact I wasn't able to really participate in stuff because I was like cooking, and then I would bring in a batch of churros and they were like, oh, these are amazing. Make more. And so I'd be back inside making more churros and all that. So
That's awesome.
yeah, I was busy the whole friggin' day. I was so beat by the end of it, but I'm glad everybody had a good time to keep through it. So
That's fun.
yeah.
Good times. Yeah. So, anyways, you guys ready to talk about more on the tower?
I'm trying to think if there's anything of note that we needed to. I feel like there was something else I was going to talk about. That wasn't ask Tree about or something. Did something come up on the birthday thing or something that we said we were going to talk about? I can't remember. I feel like there's something that we were going to talk about, or I wanted to ask you about. And
That's okay.
forgot.
Maybe later.
yeah.
If it's the birthday thing I'm thinking about, we can talk about it later.
Okay. Well, there was something, and it was like it reminded me of a book or something, and I was like, "Oh, I want to talk about this thing while we're on the
Okay.
podcast." And No,
Yes.
forgotten.
We have
Could
top
have been my
secret
anime for all I know.
secrets, birthday
I got-
secrets.
I got 2 friends to start reading Mistborn, so that's fun.
Ooh.
Oh, I know what it was.
Ooh.
Just came to me. Okay, so I was talking about going to I was gonna go to Utah.
Mhm.
And so I was like, hey, Bubbles is out in Utah. I was like, let me reach out to her. And then I was like, you know what? I should make sure I ask. Since I'm going to be in Seattle for a week, and I've only got the only plans I specifically have are the 3 days I'm watching soccer.
Mhm.
So y'all got to clue me in if there's anybody I should try to catch up with in Seattle.
Mm.
That's the thing that came out of the birthday thing, is I was
Yes,
mentioning it
There
there.
was 2 people there.
Right, there's 2 people. I'm going to reach out to them. But I mean, again, putting it out there that if there's anybody in Seattle that I need to catch up with, even briefly, out in Seattle, let me know so that way I can, I don't like to be in, the vicinity of somebody else and not at least make an effort.
Well, you know
to see
everybody that I
people.
know now, so.
I don't know everybody, Come on.
Well,
now.
you know
Well,
everybody that I know in Seattle.
Oh, okay.
In August, I will be in San Diego. So, same thing. We can hang out if someone's in San Diego. I don't know anybody in San Diego.
In August.
See, Comic-Con, I think, is in September.
Yeah, I'll be in
Unless I'm
August.
mistaken.
This is for
Yeah.
work, but
And I don't go to San Diego. I'm, as a huge comic book nerd, obviously you guys can see all the comic book stuff in the background. I do not do San Diego Comic Con because it is like little about comics and about everything else. And I'm like,
Mhm.
"Ugh." So I'm not going to go in there, hang out with the throngs of people. And plus, I'm not really big about like big, huge crowds.
mhm.
I mean, maybe at a sporting event,
Yeah.
but other than that, no. I need to
Yeah, I'm
be
going-
organized chaos.
Going to a work conference out there. So it's at the San Diego
Okay.
Convention Center. So it's at the same place as Comic Con, but not.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Anyway,
That was the thing I was trying to remember was the Seattle thing.
okay.
So
Cool.
there you go. That was it.
All right. Well, chapter 68. You ready?
Chapter 68.
Eshonai. They named the final destination, but they lied. Our gods lied. Oh, how they lied. The Everstorm comes. I hear its whispers. See its storm wall. Know its heart. 8 seconds pre-death. An Ashish interant worker sample of particular note.
The Everstorm.
The Everstorm comes.
That sounds super ominous.
I got a lot of Mistborn vibes about this whole lie thing. So I was like, oh man, this sounds like something that
Lied.
it would have come up as like the gods were lying to us.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Then you come to find out that the whole thing was all faked and fabricated and words were altered and et cetera, et cetera. I feel like it's like that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
So-
Same universe might have the same gods.
Seems like gods lie a lot. Hmm.
Or the people that are interpreting what the gods are saying are lying a lot, which is probably
makes more
more
sense.
realistic in a lot of instances.
Sure.
Pythos wants to know if you had shells in your paella. Are you a real horn eater?
Yeah, so I mean, I put the only shells I put in there, I make the paella with all the crab meat and chicken and andouille sausage, but on top I put 4 lobster tails and a bunch of mussels, and they cook from the steam that comes up under the lid, and so they basically the lobster tails get steamed and cooked, so there's lobster tail shells in it, and then the mussel shells are in it too. So
Crab people. Crab people.
oh yeah, there's definitely crab in it too, but yeah, crab people. Yes,
Lobsters are close enough to crab people.
Oh yeah. They count.
They count.
Aren't they all arthropods? Is that the way? I think they're all
Yeah, I
classified
think
as
so.
arthropods. Yeah.
Crustaceans.
And funny enough, though, I read something a while ago, and they were talking about. It's interesting that we love our sea-dwelling arthropods, like because I think shrimp is also categorized as one, like shrimp, crab, lobster, all considered arthropods. Land-based arthropods,
Scorpions, cockroaches.
yeah, we run. I'm like,
Nope.
no.
That's nasty.
They nasty. And it's like, but if you think about it, they're generally just land-based shrimp, lobsters, and
Yeah, scorpions even had the pinchers too. They're like
they got the claws.
Crab
Yeah.
people.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
All right. So we're still in the middle of the battle. Because last time we left, Kaladin was leaping across the chasm, saying the words, and now we're with Adolin. And Adolin's cutting through the Parshendi lines, with the remaining Kholin forces down the slope of the tower towards the bridge on the western side of the plateau. And it's kind of a reckless move, but it's their last ditch effort. So and his troops are well trained. So they're doing a good job, but they're just cutting on through. And we're flash back and forth quickly here because then we switch to Teft, where like they're just sitting there kind of like dumbfounded by what they're watching, like just standing there, like mouths dropped, like Kaladin's flying through the air like a burst of light, and they're just watching Kaladin just chop up Parshendi like with super inhuman speed and like precision and just doing all sorts of craziness. And then finally, like
I'm gonna say this about these chapters, by the way. The switch in perspective was like whiplash.
Yeah.
If you're an audiobook listener,
Yeah.
it was just so fast. And I was like, wait, what? I had to rewind on these chapters more than I've had to rewind any other part of this entire book.
Yeah.
But I was like, wait, what? What just happened here?
Yeah.
Because it's not like
the spacing in the book makes it better because the other.
I know it's like space in the book is like a visual cue, and it's like, hey, I'm switching perspectives.
Right.
But and no shade on these guys who are the people that read these chapters are friggin' professionals. They are amazing. I love them so much, but it's the lack of spacing to make it really, really clear that it's like, well, different perspective right now. And I'm like, because it takes me a second. I'm like, we're talking about, because it's not just the voice has changed. I got to remember who the person is and where they were in that particular moment.
Spot. Right.
And, what their perspective was of what's going down. Right. So that was my only complaint about the structure of these two chapters, because it happens more here than it ever did anywhere else.
Yeah.
I mean, it might have been like one or two switches in perspective a couple of times, but not this many. I mean, there's like four.
Yeah,
there's like 4 or 5 perspectives in this one.
It's a lot more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 perspective changes.
Jeez. You see,
there's 1, 2, 3, 4 characters, but 7 perspectives.
Right, but it just kept switching, and it was like, oh, switch. It was just that thing. So yeah. And again, that's an audiobook complaint. I know that if you read, it's so obvious, right?
Yeah,
but,
it happened to me too. And then in the next chapter, there's even a narrator change.
Yeah, the narrator changes
and I
make
thought
it
the
easier.
chapter was over. I was like, oh no, I have to pause. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, the narrator change I was okay with, but but it's still whiplash. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Who? Yeah. What? Oh, he's standing over there. Oh, wait, they're over there. No, he's calling about it from over. It's just a bit much. So,
well, the crew members are all just the bridge crew members are all just gawking at Kaladin. Yeah. And Teft notices the glow from the storm light, but then Teft quickly snaps out of it and just like commands them in defensive formations and like, we got to support Kaladin, go.
Yeah, he's like,
and they go into fighting format. And then we switch to Dalinar. So Dalinar's fights. He's making his way to the bridgemen. He's trying to fight his way back. He's now unable to see them just because he's taking so much damage to his helmet. I think at some point his helmet just breaks off, but like and his sweat running down his face and blurring his eyes.
Yeah.
So it's hard for him to see. And he just knows that tons of his men around him are dying, but at least he gave him purpose. This bridgeman gave him purpose, and they're fighting. They might actually make it. Small bit of little hope. But as he approaches the chasm, he sees the bridgemen are holding their ground too. And he's like, holy crap. Like, they're in formation. Like, who are these people? Like,
he really thought they were getting, he thought they were getting decimated.
Yeah. And he's like,
he thought for sure that they were getting like destroyed. Right.
Yeah. And he orders Adolin at this point. He's like, go support the bridgeman. Like, seriously, like, dude, they're actually fighting. Like, yeah, get down there.
And if nothing else, go that direction. Give your men hope, right? Because if they stay right where they're at, they're dead.
Yeah,
they're done. So it's like, go,
right, and
make it over there.
He's turning to maintain that corridor and fight back the Parshendi to let his men escape. And while this is all happening, and he's taking a couple of hits, and his plate's getting heavier and heavier, he turns and looks, and there is a 7-foot tall Parshindian Sharblade. And Downer's like, really? Now? Like, like after all right when I'm about to escape, you show up now? Like, what the?
Now, when have we seen a Parshindi
In Shardplate?
in Shardplate?
They've talked about.
I mean, I feel like
when
they saw
sharks-
one. They
Yeah,
saw
I
them
think
from afar, but they
from
never
afar,
talked
but
about
they
him
didn't engage.
participating in battle.
Mhm.
So this is
they
the
didn't
first time this Joker is actually stepping into the battlefield.
Right. Yeah.
So that was like kind of like, oh, okay, this is momentous, right?
Right. But this is now preventing Dalinar from retreating because now there's a shard bearer.
Right.
He has to, and quickly finds himself because of all the damage in the shard plate. Like he's super disadvantaged. Like,
Right.
yeah. And he's like, man, this is not even, I wish you attacked me, under some honor or whatever. But also notices, I guess, was it the last chapter, Kaladin even noticed that like the Parshindi wasn't, or maybe it was this chapter, that they wouldn't attack the wounded Bridgemen. They still were fighting, and Kelly even thinks about that. Like they're fighting with more honor, and maybe that's the next point of
No,
view.
it was this chapter.
No, it was
It was this chapter, but it was
Yeah.
the next point of view.
And he's
where
like, wow, I
Kaladin thinks
actually
like
respect
it's like they
them
fight.
more
Oh, it's definitely
than
right.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is so they start
And
this-
then all
this
the other
little-
Parshindi circle around him, like make
yeah,
a
and
little
they,
circle, like
yeah,
bring
and
the
they stop
pain.
attacking to let the shard bearers go at it.
Yeah.
And he gets up onto a rock ledge or whatever, and it cuts the rock out from underneath the attacker. Then they trample down, they topple down to the ground.
They have an epic dance battle, like bring it on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But Downer's still unable to flee, so he fights. And this is where he switched to Kaladin as he's making his way up to meet Adolin.
Yeah.
And the first thing he does is he finds an Alethi soldier, and he's just like, "Who's in charge?" And he's like, I don't know. He's like, "What do you mean you don't know?" He's like,
Dead guy.
"My guy died. The guy died." And he was like, "Well, who's in charge? Who's the next person in line?" He goes, "He died too." He's like, "Who's the next?" He's like, "All right, you're in charge. You are now in charge of all these troops." And like the guy's looking, he's like, "You're a bridge man." He's like, "I don't care."
Paladin's in
It's
charge
like,
now.
Yeah, Kaladin's
No,
like,
he didn't question
giving
him
you-
though at all
yeah,
because
I'm
he
giving you a
was
field
speaking with
commit-
authority.
yeah, it's like,
Surprise, you
he's
just
like,
got promoted.
surprise,
He's like,
just
"You're
got
promoted." Like
promoted.
literally, that's what he said. He's like, "You're
Yeah.
promoted."
Can you
Yeah.
do that? I can. Look at me go.
Good for
He's like-
you.
He's like, "Are you allowed to do that?" It's like, "I am now."
Yeah.
Yep.
But he didn't question him at all because I mean he had
Yep.
the authority and he just
Mhm.
like had the swagger,
Yeah.
So
It reminds me a
Got
lot
that
of that
charisma.
scene from Saving Private Ryan on the beach, like where they're doing the same
Mhm.
type of scene where it's Tom
Yep.
Hanks. But I was like, "Who's in charge here? Who's in charge here?" He's like, "You are, sir." He's like,
you
"What?"
are, yeah.
Like
That's
everyone else
generally
is
how it
dead.
works.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
it's how it works. I mean, they talked about. I guess there was one case, I can't remember what it was, but I think it was World War II. Like someone was promoted up the officer ranks faster, is the most fastest ever promoting up the officer ranks in the history of the military, like in one day, because the field commissions, like where you get promoted instantly up to the next rank because of you get a field
I
commission.
know that story.
Yeah, and I can't remember who it was, but there's
Oh
a
my
story
gosh,
of
I know
someone
this
who
story.
got promoted all the way up, like really fast field commissions.
I
Like, "You're
know
promoted,
this story
you're
'cause
promoted, you're promoted." Yeah.
I've read enough books on World War II and World War
Yeah.
I history. I know this and I cannot
Yeah.
remember right now.
I
It'll
can't
come
remember
to
the
me
guy's
later.
name. It'll come, yeah. but
It'll
there's-
come to
there's-
me though. Yeah.
There's
yeah,
a famous case where like it's like in
Mhm.
history the highest like promotion in one day. Like he just got kept up
Mhm.
because people kept on dying. And it's like, "Yep, you're next."
Which is unfortunate for everybody else, but this
Right.
guy just happened to just
Just live.
kept surviving. Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, so
Six,
once
seven.
once this other guy, takes command, I mean, his training kicks in. So he's like, "All right, everybody get, information down, get the people out." And this is also when, Kaladin realizes that about the way they're fighting, the Parshindi are. And this is where he runs into Adolin as well. And Adolin starts, or Kaladin starts giving Adolin commands. And Adolin's like, "Who the hell are you?" He's like, "It doesn't matter. Get across the bridge." Like, "But my dad." He's like,
Well, he knows he's speaking the truth.
Right,
I mean,
yes.
he can't really refute him because it's just common sense, right?
Right.
So it's not like he's telling him do something stupid, like go jump off the side of a cliff or something. He's like,
Right.
and
Well,
he's
I mean-
like, I gotta stay. He's like, I gotta stay here. I gotta protect Pops. And he's like,
Yeah.
they won't leave until you leave.
Right. 'Cause
Do
he meets
not put your men in a situation
he
where they
meets
die
with-
unnecessarily.
Right. Yeah. I mean, because he talks to one of the Cobalt guard first and says, "Why aren't you crossing?" He's like, "Well, we're sworn to protect Adolin." And that's when Kaladin goes to Adolin and is like, "Get across the bridge now."
Yep.
And Kaladin's like, I'll go get your dad. You
Starts
go.
bossing Adolin around. That was great.
Yep.
I'll go get your dad. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So switch back to Dalinar. Dalinar's taking multiple hits to his helmet. It finally explodes. He's dazed and confused. Doesn't really know what's going. But the Parshendi doesn't finish him off though. Instead, he leans forward and in his own language, in Aleph, he says, "It's you. I found you at last." And it's just interesting. I mean, this takes Dalinar back. Like he's taken aback by this. He's like, "What? Who? Like what? What is going on?" But while all this is happening, the Shardbearer is distracted, and that's where a glowing spearman approaches. And of course, Dalinar is almost in and out of consciousness and doesn't really, says, "Is he glowing? Like what's going on?" And can't really figure it out. But also thinks that maybe it hit the head too hard. So there's that too.
All right. Now, what I really want to see is that he was like, "It's you. I've been looking for you all my life." And then they kiss passionately, and then they go off and move into a cabin in the woods.
That's always
That
what
would
I
have
wish
been,
for too, Orlando.
let's be LGBTQ forward on this. I would have been like, "Hey, there we go." Nah,
Enemies to lovers.
They were lovers the whole time.
Yeah.
You didn't know it. That's the reason why he was so just in turmoil about his
I mean, I would be a little sad.
The
for
music
him.
starts to play, and you hear like Puma and Timon's like, "I can see what's happening." What?
Uh-huh. There it is. There it is.
It would be
Our
a little
Absolutely.
trio's
funny,
down
but-
to.
Uh-huh.
Maybe they can have a polycule in the woods or something.
That's right.
Good times.
That dude picks him up like the end of Officer and a Gentleman when he picks up what's her name, Deborah Winger, and like takes her off out. Richard Gere picks her up, walks
Right.
off.
One thing I should note too is that when Kaladin first re-engaged the Parshendi, they had moved the people with gemstones in their beards away because they realized how Kaladin was using them.
Yeah, they're really
smart.
adaptive.
They're very smart and they think fast on their feet. Like, all right, move those guys out of the way. But when Kaladin gets up to Dalinar, of course, he's back to around people that have gemstones, so he's able to.
Right. Yeah, but they really, again, there's a lot of things said and happens here that expresses how much they have underestimated the mentality and the honor of their adversary. And it continues to come up over and over and over again. And that's the part I'm most interested in. I know we're not going to get that in this book. I doubt we're going to get it from their perspective in this book, but that's the part I am so much more intrigued about, is knowing more about the honor, the way they honor their dead, the way they honor the wounded of their opponents.
Right.
I mean, all that, their battle tactics, it's so much more nuanced and intricate than, just like some mindless, because they have now reduced them as, these mindless beasts that are out there, but they're not. Obviously, there's a lot more to them, and I'm looking forward to hearing more about that.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we're only getting one perspective in this battle, so
Yeah.
we won't hear more
I'm
right
super
now.
interested in them too.
Yeah.
Probably the most interested out of
Me
every.
too. I mean,
and whatever's happening with Kaladin.
right.
Right.
I mean, that would be great. I mean, if this book ends up where the last few chapters, it switches perspective, automatic win. I mean, because I love that because, for those of you out there right now watching, The Last of Us, the whole second game, which the second season is based on in Last of Us, is all about, can you have empathy for somebody that you hate?
Right.
Knowing what their perspective is. That's the whole purpose of the game. And there's a lot of people that hated the game for that. They're like, I don't like having to play as this person, but it forced you to walk in their shoes and see it from their perspective.
I like that.
And
I haven't
I
watched
love
the second
that.
season yet.
Oh, okay. So I'm not gonna say anything to ruin anything, but again, that's the whole purpose of that second game, was it's like, hey, you have to walk a mile. I mean, literally, you have to walk a mile in the shoes of the adversary that you're fighting. And I would love to see that happen in this book, because it's so heavily weighted on one side.
Oh yeah, it is.
And I would just love to see it just swing to the direction.
Well, we have 5 books, Orlando.
I want to see it in this book.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? I would have seen this book, but I would love to just see that shift in perspective because,
Sure.
Yeah.
you know, I don't want to, you know, I think about what's that movie, Starship Troopers, and it's like they fight the bugs, and they're always called bugs,
Right.
you know, and it's like, but what's the perspective like for
For the
them?
bugs.
You don't know because you don't get to really see it from, you know, their
or,
angle.
or for that matter, Ender's Game. Like, I mean, there's a bunch of movies or a bunch of books like
oh,
that.
Ender's Game, yep.
Another
A lot of
one
those
like
do.
that. Yeah,
Absolutely.
where you don't get to see it from the other perspective. Like,
Never get to
well,
see
you
it,
do
so you
Ender's
just
Game a
understand.
little bit. Ender's Game you do in later books. The first book
Yeah,
you
but you have to get past the first book though. The
Yeah.
first book is all about building the world. So, you know. But I mean, I love it when they do that when it like shows it from the other side because it's easy to say they're all evil. I mean, I'm sorry, it's not a hot take. Nazis evil, but I'm just saying though, there's a lot of times though in war. I mean, the victors tell the history, but then you come to find out after the fact. Oh, there was a lot of other stuff happening on the side that you didn't know until, you know, the real stories, the real history comes out. There's a lot more nuance in that. There's a lot more stuff bubbling, you know, under the scenes. And I just want to hear what that was and what, you know, what was it like when this whole war broke out for them?
Yeah.
You know, this assassination happens. Were they like trying to be contrite and say, oh, it wasn't us or whatever? We have no perspective on that whatsoever.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
So
I'm really interested in like
that.
their songs and stuff.
Oh, I want to know all of it, Tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean songs, everything. I want to know all the things. I'm so intrigued by it, but hopefully it
the
comes
fact
later.
that they put in the effort, or whoever this person that was putting Dalinar put the effort in to learn Alethi.
Mm-hmm.
And
learn the language,
Alethi can't be bothered at all to learn anything about
Anything.
them.
Yeah.
They do not care.
Nope.
Yep.
They're just bugs.
Yep. No, yeah. I mean, it's that when you have, I mean, I go back to the colonizing example where they just assume that you should speak our language. You know, they think lesser of. I mean, the Alethi think lesser of the Parshendi. Like they think of them as subhuman, like
because their servants look like
because the Parshmen, yeah. And I mean, it goes back to even think about colonization when the Spanish first came over to the Americas, and like they just assumed that they would speak Spanish and refused to learn the language. I mean, that's I always joke around like the Yucatan Peninsula. The joke is Yucatan in Mayan just means I don't know because they kept on asking them what do you call this land, and they kept on saying Yucatan, which is a really common thread across the world. I don't know in their language. Like I don't know what you're saying. What it means. Yeah. I don't know what you're saying.
So much stuff is misinterpreted. And then of course there's the language aspect, right? Where it's like you push language on them, and then the other aspect is you push culture on people and religions on people and stuff like that. And it's so unfortunate because it's like, I mean, I'm an atheist. I'm agnostic. Let's be clear. I'm agnostic, not atheist. But, it's one of the things that's like really common. And I'm going to speak about it. I mean, be just blunt about it. In the Black community, a lot of people are like super crazy Christian. They're like, I mean, like they got to be in church, got to talk. And I'm like, but if you really want to go back in time, Africans we weren't Christians. It was forced on those people. And I'm like,
well, the Africans came to Spain and then
nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Go, Alan. There you go. But it's like, it was like, I mean, back in the day, it's like a lot of that history was lost. Those religious experiences were lost and all that kind of stuff. And I kind of feel the same thing about what's happening in this war. And it's like they have these beliefs and whatever. And if the Alethi get the opportunity, they would just wipe all that out. They would not care less. They wouldn't care less about the chants, why they're like always in sync, all this stuff. And I'm super curious about it. So that's the reason I'm like, I hope Sanderson's going to build it out. He probably will. But I'm super curious about it. So.
Yeah, he's just giving us a taste test right now. And amuse bouche.
Amuse bouche, yes. Which is always a great thing to say in the right setting.
Yes.
As long as you're not trying to be pretentious, you're just like really like, yeah, I just want a little moody bush. Yes,
Mhm.
yes. Well done.
So Kaladin then finds a hole in the armor of the Barshindi and strikes in, because it switches back to
Yep.
Kaladin's point of view, using his Stormlight enhanced strength.
wasn't
and
it
it-
his leg? Was like his calf muscle or something? I can't remember where it was.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
the leg.
Oh.
And
Okay.
the surrounding Parshindi start to chant Neshua Kadal. And they fearfully start backing away, not attacking Kaladin. They are
Yeah.
fearful of Kaladin. And they're chanting this new phrase. It's the same one they were chanting before when Kaladin pulled all the arrows. Notice it's the same chant again. So Kaladin finds Gallant, the horse, brings it over to Dalinar, switch back to Dalinar's point of view, and Dalinar's like, well, now that you're here, let's finish Shardbearer off. He's wounded. And Kaladin's like, no, just get on your horse and go. Like no one's gonna leave if you stay here. I need your men across the bridge now. Like, get up on your horse and go. And Downer has this like push moment where he's like, I can strike him down now. I can win. And he's like, then what are you gonna do? You're gonna, you're not gonna get the shard plate. You're just, what are you proving? You're gonna have more of your men die because of that decision.
Yeah.
Like, so he finally agrees, retreats. They gallop across the bridge, and as they look back, this is the scene from the cover of the book. If you have seen that, it's also the scene on the on our video, thumbnail or whatever.
Mhm.
But where the one shard bearer is raising up a shard blade and salute, and Dalinar salutes back. So from
Is
two
that
different
what's on the
plot
front of my cover?
tests. Should be.
No.
What do you
Oh
know?
shoot, it
Oh,
doesn't
it's
do it.
blurry.
It blurs. Hold up, give me. I don't know if it's gonna let me do it. Hold up, let me see if I can unblur my joint so it doesn't do the virtual back. Okay, there's that.
Okay.
Mine looks like this,
Yeah, so it's really smaller. Let me show you a bigger image of that. That's the same one.
and I mean,
So wait, which shard bearer?
so they
Hold on.
pursue each other, right? Because it's like the Parshindi dude holds up his blade like in a salute,
Mm-hmm.
and then Dalinar, he materializes his blade again purposefully to salute back.
yeah.
Here, hold on. I'll share.
You
the
said it was on the
screen.
front of the book, but I
That's
was like,
the most awkward pause though, because like you have to wait 10 heartbeats before that comes.
So this is the cover, so you can
before
see
it
this.
can salute.
So you see the person raising his shard blade off from the other plateau, and then the person on the forefront. You see the little small,
Yeah, I can see the tiny person,
the
but
tiny person raising
yeah,
the
put
shard
that, okay,
blade.
there's a
I
tiny
don't
person
see like
there,
any
and then what's the
army
other
or
one?
anything.
There's one right
so-
here. This guy right here.
No,
Okay.
no. What?
Yeah, I don't believe it.
That's what we're
Wait,
seeing.
does that person have a crab on their flag? She might not.
Crab people.
Crab people. All right, so
Wait, well, hold on. Go back.
because
I'll
I'm
go
trying to
back
figure
to
out
it.
You gotta
Okay.
zoom in
where's
on
the bridge
flag
though.
so you
If
can
that's the
see.
case, where's the bridge?
Hold on, let me go back to it. I'm pretty sure that's the
He's
scene.
like that, Alan.
That's the only scene I can think of where this scene makes sense.
I mean, I
But,
guess that checks out, but I'm like, well, where's the bridge though between?
So I guess it
I
would have
don't
been
see no bridge.
after they moved on, because this would have been the person on the tower. This is, I guess, looking back.
Okay.
Okay, but I need to zoom in on that flag.
Is a large spear thing.
No,
That
up
sh-
top
up.
flag, yellow flag,
Yellow flag.
banner.
Oh,
Yeah, up top.
That's
Crab
totally a
people.
crab.
crab.
Oh.
people.
Crab people. Crab people. Now, Tree, I was expecting
love
to
that.
hear that you cheered when this horse came galloping in.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
I
of
know you
course.
were like, "That's a good boy."
He is
I
a good
expected you.
boy.
I
I
expected
was
you.
so excited.
I can hear your voice in my head saying that it's a good boy.
I
You
was
know, and-
excited, but I was also terrified.
oh, of course, because I really thought he was going down. I was
I
like,
know,
this
me too.
horse, this is the moment he goes
Yeah.
down, and I was gonna like, I was gonna be like, bring the condolence blankets for Tree,
yeah, I was gonna need
wrap
him.
them around your shoulders, and be like, oh, I'm so sorry, Tree.
But like the Parshendi didn't go after the horse. Like they
Horse,
stopped
yeah.
the horse from going over there, but they didn't just flat out kill him.
Kill the horse. Yeah.
right.
Like Alethi would just stab him in
The
the,
horse.
neck,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
And they
100%.
didn't care. They didn't care. to
Again,
And
they
once they-
have
once
crazy
they-
honor.
Yeah, and once they left and disengaged, they didn't pursue. The Pershini
Mm-mm.
did not pursue. They were just like, okay. Cool. We'll fight
I
another
just love
day.
Khaled and bossing everybody around, bossing that
Yeah.
one soldier.
It's a
bossing
great
around
it's a great
England, bossing
scene. Just
around
going around, just coming in
Valinor.
like I'm in charge. It's like someone has to
I'm
take
trying to-
charge.
I'm the captain. now.
I'm the captain now.
Look at me. Look at me.
Look at me.
Look at me.
Look at me.
I'm the captain now.
So after all this, Downer goes up to Kaladin and he's like, now what? And Kaladin's like, well, we were gonna run away. And Kaladin just tells him like all this stuff. He's like,
Wait, no, you got no gift for that. The run away. You
run
got
away.
no
I do
gift
not
for
have the
that?
gift. I do not have it.
Alan.
Sorry. I need to get the
Alan.
run away.
Sleeping.
I
I'm
know.
sleeping on
sleeping
that,
on the
man.
gifts.
Oh.
I need to get more. Anyway, so yeah, so Cal's like, yeah, we're gonna run away, and Donald's like, no, like you're fine. You're under my protection now. Like you're fine. Like I got you. And Calden's like, I've heard promises from Light Eyes before. Like this is what he's
Oh,
thinking.
yes.
He's like, that's bullshit. Whatever. We have, and Calden's like, finally, he's like, I guess we have too many wounded. We don't have that much supplies. I don't trust you, but fine. We'll go back.
And he's up front. He was like, yo, we was about to dip, escape.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He was very upfront about it.
Well,
He was
because
like, we're about to
Downer was
escape.
confused too. He's like, did Zaddy send you back for us? He's like, no, we did it on our own. We were about to escape. And they were like, we had to come back. We just couldn't do it. Which Downer thinks very highly of Calden at this point. I mean, obviously. I mean, he's like, I'll protect you at all costs. Like, I got you.
Which sounds like empty friggin' promises.
It does.
Because
From
I mean, we've
everything
seen
Calden knows. Yeah.
and we've
This
seen
is-
it in too many other movies and other media. We've seen it where people are
Right.
like, yo, I was gonna do the thing. I was gonna like let you go, but I can't let it happen. Blah blah blah. Excuses.
But we find
I
out
was waiting
Downer
for
is definitely a man of his word, but we'll get to that.
Yeah. We're gonna get there.
We're going to get there. So, anything from this chapter before we move to chapter 69, Justice?
I feel like there's a lot of other stuff that happened in this chapter that.
It was a lot of boom, boom, but a lot of fighting. I mean,
Wait. Did we not go to? No, we didn't go to her perspective in this chapter.
Who's?
Navani?
Yeah, we didn't get to know.
Yeah,
That's
that's
the beginning of the
next
next. That's like the very first thing of the next chapter because
Mhm.
then the narrator changes.
Yes.
Oh, what?
It messes with me, but yeah, that's what I was talking about when the
Yeah, Donner. Okay, yeah, you're right. I guess that's it. In this
That's,
one.
that's
Okay.
a quote from even the gods' lies. What lies? What can you expect from Light Eyes?
To get betrayed. That's what.
Mm-hmm.
You're good for that.
DK Moon. After checking with my lawyer, sorry, we just can't help you.
Jeez, that checks out, dude. That checks out. Yo. So we went back and we read the user agreement, and
yeah, you're on
we
your
can't let you
own.
go. We can't let you go. So sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry. My bad.
Yeah. That's such a
Yeah,
corporate
well-
thing too. Like,
Oh man, you
such a
know it.
corporate-
Oh, the slimy Weasley
Oh,
reptilian snake-like way to get out of something and be like,
yeah.
so we checked with our legal team and we not gonna do it. We not gonna do it. So
I remember there was a competition that we had. This is a corporation I work for. I'm not going to name the corporation, but like I worked there all summer long, and I had taken a semester off from college, so even into like the next year, and worked my butt off to meet because they had a competition, and like whatever area would have the most sales and that kind of stuff, everyone would get like a giant Christmas bonus, right? So, and it ended like, it was after Christmas though, but it ended like in January because I went back to school for like the last week of the competition. But it was like a 3-month or 4-month competition. And I went back to school and went part-time. I didn't quit. I went part-time for the last week. And when the bonus checks came out, everybody got the bonus check and I didn't get a check. And I'm like, but I worked this whole entire time. It's like, and they're like, yeah, but you went part-time for the last week. I was like, but if I took vacation for that week, would I still be eligible? Like, oh yeah, then you would still been eligible then, but because you were part-time, now you're labeled as a part-time employee, so you're not eligible for the bonus. And I was like,
oh, that's annoying.
I was like, what kind of corporate bullshit? So I got pissed about it and like was super disgruntled
Yeah.
and ended up looking for another job, found another job. And I remember it was like about a month later, and my boss calls me, the manager calls me in his office, and I was meant to go in that office the day because I was putting my 2 weeks in to quit. And he's like, oh, I meant to talk to you. It's like, I meant to talk to you too. And he's like, well, do you want to go first? Like, no, you go ahead and go first. He's like, I talked to corporate, pulled some strings. Here's your check. And he hands me the bonus check. And I was like, thank you. Here's my 2 weeks. I'll take the check though. Like,
There you go.
like I'm out. Like, screw you.
I've got an employee of mine. I had promised her after her evaluation in 2023 that I was going to promote her.
Mhm.
And I was denied her promotion for a year. We just changed organizations.
Mm.
I moved to a new vice president, went to him and I was like, hey, look, I've been trying to get her promoted for like a year. I need her 15 minutes. He was like, rubber stamp. He's like, approved, done. And I was like, felt so good because it's been a year of me fighting for this lady that's been busting her hump for me. And I was writing all these passionate letters and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I am so happy it happened, but Lord have mercy, the bureaucracy.
So you have corporate.
Somebody come back and be like, yeah, I know we told you we were going to do the thing, but
because of the I
can't do
that's
it
not dotted here and the T
Can't
that's
do
not
it this
quite crossed
time.
right. Nah.
yeah,
We're just gonna go ahead and kick that can down there. How about a pizza party on Friday?
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, some nonsense like that, where they give you like their perfunctory like celebration.
We just
Hey, here's
crushed
a
our
helium
goal.
balloon.
We just crushed our
Yeah.
goal and a company made $1 billion. So you know what that means? Pizza party. Like,
Yeah, hey, here's some free Raycon earbuds for you. Thanks.
Do you guys hear the fireworks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why are you having fireworks?
It's May 24 weekend. It's a holiday. It's Queen Victoria's birthday weekend. So we have fireworks all weekend. Yeah, and it's a
But
long
it's
weekend.
not the weekend, isn't it? I mean, you
I
said
know,
24th.
it's
Is it?
Friday to Monday. It's a long
Oh.
weekend.
Oh, well, but it's not even Friday.
No, but it's Monday, but they're still having fireworks, apparently. It's not...
Wait,
typical
Wait,
that
was
there's
from
fireworks
last
on
Friday
Monday,
to this
but-
Monday, or is it from next Friday to next Monday?
No, last Friday to this Monday.
Oh, okay. Because Memorial Day for us is what, next Monday?
I know, yeah,
Next
May
Monday.
24 is like,
Here.
24th is next weekend, so it's weird that we're celebrating it this weekend, but this is the
Ah.
long weekend. So
And what is it?
There you go.
What does it celebrate? What does it signify?
Queen Victoria's birthday.
And why is that important to Canadians?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm sure there was some very cool thing that she did at some
Maybe
point.
Canada missed the memo. Victoria died.
Yeah, a long time ago. Long time ago.
There she is over there in the bushes.
You know? Yeah.
She's just hanging out, hiding.
Yeah. And fun fact, it's also my grandma's birthday on the 24th.
Happy birthday, Grammy.
Yeah, and I will be on my way to Aruba on her birthday.
Oh
'Cause
no,
I am
that's the way to show you
shining
love her.
Favorite
Yeah.
That's
grandma.
how you show your lover. Is like, I want to play in Grams.
You know.
Jesus.
Happy birthday! Bye. I'm going to
Mhm.
Aruba.
All right. Well,
Oh,
On
I'm
that
a terrible
note-
granddaughter.
let's talk about justice for Tree's grandmother and chapter 69.
Oh wait. Sorry. The because I never put it together because either I'm slow or it wasn't explained to me or whatever. What did the name of the last chapter mean?
This is a
Ash
spoiler.
and I.
What was it called? It's called
Ash and
Ash and
I.
I.
yeah. And what is that?
It's a spoiler.
Oh, get out of here!
They never explained it. in the
Fine.
chapter.
You find out later.
Yeah,
Of course.
it's kind of a spoiler.
It is kind of a spoiler.
You can guess what you think
Guess,
it
yeah.
meant
Nope. no.
because
Read and find out. That's what it's
because
Thanks.
Ash
Thanks.
and
Another
I,
Raffo. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
because Ash and I was present.
I hope for those of you who are just audio listeners, you can hear the liquid on my eyes as I roll them in the most extreme way.
Yeah.
I hope you can hear the sliminess of my eyes when I'm
Nice.
I
rolling it
almost
around in my
want you to
skull.
guess actually because that'll be
Ugh.
fun.
Yeah, it'd be fun if you guessed it. Guess what it
Because
is.
Ash and I was present, whatever
Yes.
that is or whoever that is.
Mhm.
However
Fine
that
is
is, whatever.
Fine as Kaladin. I don't know. And now I was waiting for more about Syl because she was like zooming around and doing stuff, and I was like, "Oh, what's she doing? What's?" She got
She's
like
just
one
vibing.
mention in this whole chapter, and that's
He's
it. And
just
I was like,
vibing.
Pythos. We'll tell you when you're older.
"Oh, god damn you, sir! God damn you, Pythos! We were cool, man. We were cool. We were cool for so long until just now.
Until it's just
Oh man, until when I'm older. But real talk, kudos to you, Pythos. Kudos for the comment on that. That's nice. That's nice. I love the jokes on that though. I will
there you
accept the jokes.
All right. Chapter 69, Justice.
Nice.
All is withdrawn from...
Anytime you say 69, you gotta say nice. Right?
Yeah.
So,
Nice. Okay. All is withdrawn for me. I will stand against the one who saved my life. I will protect the one who killed my promises. I raise my hand, the storm responds. 18 seconds pre-death, a dark-eyed mother of 4 in her 62nd year.
It sounds like a bunch of people reciting things that they don't even understand themselves before they die.
It is.
So I feel like they're recounting something from a book, text,
Mhm.
something of that nature, religious edict, whatever, Deuteronomy.
Or they're
whatever.
telling the future.
I feel like they're
In the
recounting
year
something the
2000.
same way that Kaladin recounted the phrase to basically make him, Thor, god of thunder from
Mhm.
Ragnarok,
Yeah.
glowing and going into battle. That's what I kind of feel like is what having these other people. Something's happening and it's making them just like they don't know what they're saying. It's just like text is coming to them and just like
Yeah.
blurting it out. That's
Oh,
my
yeah.
guess right now.
Yeah.
Totally.
Totally. All right, so we're with Navani at Sadius' staging area, and Navani is forcing her way through the crowd because she's heard these rumors that Sadius has come back, but that Dalinar's not there. So she's trying to figure out what the hell's going on. Renarin's with her, following her, and yeah, she gets up to his staging area where he's come back and realizes the soldiers don't look that beat up at all. They actually look like in pretty good shape, and the soldiers actually try to stop Navani, and she's like, "Try me. I'm the king's mother. Like, what are you gonna do to me?" Like,
What is the queen's? What is the?
Queen Regent? I guess would be the
Yeah, Queen Regent is exactly what I was thinking of. That's actually the position. Yeah.
Yeah, but what are you gonna do to her? Like, really? You're gonna do something? Nothing. So, yeah. So she, storms her way up there. Goes to Sadius, and Sadius is just like, "I'm sorry, I did everything I could. The Prashindi overwhelmed Downar's forces, and I just couldn't. I had to save my own men. I couldn't put my men in there. And, I saw them. Downar fall to the Prashindi hammers, and they ripped his body to shreds and carried, pieces of him away. And there's nothing I could do at that
lies
point.
on lies on lies.
Yeah. And Navani is like not buying it at all either. She's just sitting there looking at him as like, your men look fine. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, she just sees right through it too. And she's like, what have you done? So she does what any good, high lady would do is she decides to make a prayer. So one thing they do in Alethi religious tradition is when they do prayers, they often will do glyphs, and these glyphs look kind of cool. They're symmetrical. I can show you some pictures of them at some point. Maybe I'll just pull up some glyphs. But
Yeah, we've seen some before.
You've shown some
Yeah.
gifts. Yeah.
You showed us
so-
like the slave brands and stuff.
sure, yeah.
Mhm.
So anyway, so she decides to start drawing the glyph for justice. So the idea is usually you don't make them that big. You just kind of draw a little bit and send this material, like kind of this black substance that you can light on
Rose make
fire.
a statement.
And you burn it, and it scorches the little, for at least a while till it rains a few times, probably till high store. It burns the ink into the ground. But she makes an enormous glyph, making a giant statement, making justice, and lights the glyph on fire, leaves the scorch mark on the storms on the stone. And then suddenly, after the flame dies out, one of Sadius' messengers runs over and says, "There's people approaching."
Which was a scout, which I have to assume was a scout that was left over because
Yeah,
the scout was probably left behind to kind of monitor what was going on
right,
with the massacre.
Yeah.
right.
I loved her little inner monologue about art being creation, being what is a more pure prayer than art? What is a more pure thing than pure creation? And I just loved it. It just was like, oh, that's so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And she was in her feels and giving it
she's
all the
all
intentions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because she's trying to, belay her feelings about whether
Right.
he's alive. or
Crying into
dead.
her ink pot.
Yeah. Crying into the ink.
Yeah.
pot.
She said she
that
went
should be a name of a
4
chapter.
ink pots to make this. That's how big this thing is.
Oh well, it has to be big based on what we see later. So
Yeah.
when it's described when things go down later between, well, we'll get there. It has to be huge.
Mm-hmm. It's
Yeah.
awesome. I love her.
Well, she's good people. I mean, that's the reason why I've picked her a few times.
Yeah.
Is like my fave because she's headstrong. I like that. She's also just IDGAF, right? And I'm like, yes, lady,
Mhm.
I love it. Do that. Do your thing.
She's just
Be
painting
you.
all over Sadius's staging area, and nobody can do anything about
Mhm.
it.
And nobody can come at her.
Nope.
I mean, because what are you gonna do? You can't reprimand her.
Nope.
You
So
know,
now
just-
she's grieving, and it's
it's
creepy
interesting
that
that,
he
you
keeps
know, her-
calling him her brother. Like, I'm sorry
Right.
about your brother. I'm like, oh, stop
Mhm.
saying that.
Ooh, yeah,
Don't
it's
like
kind of
it.
creepy. Yeah.
Stop it.
And she's
I
got so much
wonder-
reverence.
I wonder if Sanderson, like her crying into the ink jar, has a representation of like because in Roman times there was a tradition where women would mourn losses by crying into what they call tear jars, and then they would leave them in the tomb with the deceased.
And supposedly that
Mhm.
was one of the things that was the inspiration. It hasn't been confirmed, or maybe it has been confirmed for J.K. Rowling doing that with the pensive, where you would
Okay.
take tears, and that was memories for the tears.
So it's-
Suppose
okay.
it was based on that whole
On
Roman
the Roman tradition of
I
in
didn't
Roman
fact,
know
tradition.
Yeah,
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 where it's
women
like-
or widows would cry into these jars, and then you would
so
place
you
the
would
jar.
cry your memories into these like
I
little
didn't
pensives
think-
and stuff.
When I read it, or when
supposedly.
I was listening, I didn't think she was actually crying into the jar. I thought she was just crying into
The
like
tomb.
her
Okay.
painting, and then it was just like mixing in
Okay.
with like, the brush strokes.
Probably so. I mean, but you can extrapolate it either way.
Yeah.
Still
wasn't
mourning.
clear.
Still mourning.
Totally.
Yes.
Anyway, fun little historical things that people used to do.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wasn't fun, but sure.
Fun, yeah, sure. Fun facts.
Super fun.
facts. Fun
We'll say
facts.
interesting thing that people used to do. We won't say a fun thing that people used to do.
I used
No one
the
goes
word
like,
fun
I
as a-
can't wait to go cry in this jar.
Fun facts. I call everything fun facts. Anyway, Dalinar.
We'll call it the more you know segment.
Yeah,
The more you know.
I don't have
There
it ready. I don't have it ready.
Oh, don't
Oh,
worry
no.
about it. Yes, don't stress it.
I'm not. I thought about it. So Dalinar, switch to Dalinar's point of view. Dalinar rides ahead of the remaining forces. He's seething with anger as he's just riding up and trying to figure out how he's going to confront Sadeas because he's torn. He knows that his job is still to protect Alethkar and the kingdom. And but at the same time, he wants to go up there and just kill Sadeas. I mean, obviously, but he knows that would just mean all out war. I don't think there's any way around that. Because
And that's a stupid decision anyway. He only has like 2,000 men.
he only has 2,000 men left. Exactly. And
I mean, that would just be
has a full
stupid.
force that's fully
And by the way, and they're
battled.
completely exhausted and decimated at this point in time, right?
Right.
I mean,
And these guys are
and
being
demoralized.
fought. They're
So,
ready to go. So yeah,
yeah, if he was doing anything right now, he would
He's
instantly get
suicidal.
obliterated. And they would take his houses, they would take his
Mhm.
cow, they would take
Yeah.
all of his things.
Hide your woman, hide your kids.
Take them
Hide your-
all. They would
Anyway.
take them all.
So as he approaches the work camp, Dalinar dismisses the wounded back to his camp, and he tells the bridgeman to head back with the wounded. And he says, I promise I'll buy your freedom though. And Kaladin's like, I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm watching
he's like,
this show.
I'm watching this shit. Like, you ain't gonna
Mhm.
fool me. I'm not gonna go over there and then have like an hour later, legally we tried. And, like,
Exactly.
Mhm.
I'm staying right here and watching this whole thing. He's like, you're gonna turn if you're gonna turn on me, I want to be right there. You have to do it to my face, like kind of thing.
Mhm.
And Dalinar unexpectedly finds Renarin and Navani in Sadeas' war camp. He embraces his son and then actually even embraces Navani, which Navani's like, people might
Yeah.
see. He's like, I don't care at this point. I could give.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
is.
Face. It was so
Sniffing her
sweet. She's like,
hair.
oh, you
Mhm.
missed me.
Held her because
And he's
remember
like,
part
"You
of
know,
his,
one
part
of
of
the
his
last thoughts
gauntlet
I had
fell off,
before
so
I
you could
almost
feel
died."
like you could feel the cloth and stuff.
Yeah.
and
Like, oh, you
how soft she
really
was and
missed me.
stuff. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Damn chicken.
So
Well,
His heart
Then-
grew three sizes that day.
something else
uh-huh,
too.
something.
But last I checked, it wasn't his heart. What?
All right. After this, he goes to confront Sadius, publicly feigning civility. You know, he does the whole entire Sadius, you know, but then he goes up close to him and just says why, so he can't be
Mhm.
overheard. And Sadius responds, he's like, "I had an oath to protect Elhokar, and you were going insane and going weak. Like you were going to bring down the king. So my oath is to protect the king. So try to affect him with your ideas. He starts trying to follow these rules that you have and these
Mhm.
this way of kings. And no, this is dumb, and I needed to put a stop to it. So
Apparently, Elhokar started dressing like him too.
yeah, he's like, I need you out of the picture. And he says, at the end, I just wanted you gone.
And the whole thing's, we do know the whole thing's bullshit, right?
Yeah.
Everything
Yes.
he says is bullshit because
yeah.
none of it logically makes sense because everything he said makes it sound like it was like decisions he made on the fly, but everything he says shows it was really, really calculated. And so you know, it's like everything he's saying is like, I'm trying to put it the vestige that I'm actually
Mhm.
coming with these like noble intentions, but really at the end of the day, it's a power grab.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
totally.
it is just really obvious.
Mhm.
And I'm just kind of annoyed at the fact he tried to come under, and that's actually good writing, to make it seem like, no, I'm trying to be like civil and I just was looking out for the kingdom and blah, blah, blah. But really at the end of the day, he's like, I don't give two shits about the kingdom.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to look out for me, you know?
Yep. Yeah. And then Dalinar realizes during all this that acting honorably will never get Sadius to join his side. Like that's not going to work.
Oh, no.
It's never going to
But
work.
it's not going to work for any of them.
So we switch to Kaladin, and Kaladin's watching the conference between Dalinar and Sadius, and he's standing with the members of Bridge 4, and the private conversation ends. And Sadius says, well, I think obviously an alliance is unfeasible at this point. And Dalinar turns around and says, that's fine. We don't need to have an alliance right now. But the Bridgemen, they're mine. And Sadius is like, no. And he's like, wait, no. I'll pay 60 bromes for each member. And like Kaladin gasps. Like, that's more than like any
The
Bridgeman could
ruby
ever.
drums.
Yeah.
So they're only
Ruby
worth
from-
like 2,
Yeah,
right?
they're only worth 2. And he's offering a ton of money.
60.
for 60, yeah. And Sadius says, no, I want some for 1,000. Like, you can't have them. Go away. Leave my property here. That's the law. You can't do anything. And Kaladin's like, yep, this is it. Once again, like,
Yep.
false promises. And Kaladin actually turns to leave, and Kaladin turns around to see Dalinar summoning his shard blade. And like all the people, like Sadius is, you know, like soldiers pull out their swords and everything like that. And
Like, what
Dalinar's
are they going to do, by the way? If he just like wanted to start like laying siege
sure.
on these characters,
Right? Nope. None of them have a shard blade.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
He
done.
doesn't have one.
All of them are done, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But then Dalinar takes the shard blade and just slams it down the ground in the middle of the
In
middle
the
of the
middle of the justice glyph,
Glyph.
Mhm.
this
It
huge
says-
justice glyph that they've been standing on the whole time.
He says a shard blade for the slaves then. And Sadius is like, you're insane. Like, what do you mean? Like, this is worth kingdoms. Like you can't do that. It's like I'm offering you a shard blade for all the slaves, every single one of your slaves, all the Bridgemen, all of them, not just Bridge 4.
All the Bridgemen.
All,
That's
Yeah,
exactly
all
right.
of them.
all of them. And Sadius cannot turn it. I mean, he's been trying to get a shard blade forever now, and he
Yeah, but he
cannot.
sucks. So
He sucks.
You could smell the salivation through the headphones. It's,
Oh, yeah.
it was like this dude was like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, so
sad.
2,000 slaves in all. And Sadius is like, fine, you'll be one of the 10 fools, but whatever. I'll take your blade. This is the most dumbest thing I've ever seen anyone do. I'll take your blade. Have them. Have the wretched creatures, I think is what he says. You know, and Kaladin turns to leave and walks away without a shard blade. And Kaladin comes up to him and says, like, what have you done? Like, what is this? And he says, how much is one man's life worth? And he says, well, you know, the slavers say it's
Well,
worth,
first you
you
say
know-
how much is the blade worth?
Yeah, he says, how much is the blade worth? And he says,
It's like it's
priceless.
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 He's like, how much is a
How much
man's
is life worth?
is
And
a
he's like,
man's life
He's
worth.
like, well, it's
you know,
worth, 2 ruby bromes. And it's like,
Broms, right?
Yeah, but how much do
He's like,
you think
you
it
think
is,
it's worth.
Kaladin?
And
And
Kaladin
Kaladin
says,
said priceless.
priceless. He goes, well, I trade one priceless thing for 2,000 priceless things. I think I made a good deal.
And he said, "You saved me and all of my people. This is like 2,500 soldiers.
Yeah.
I mean, I owe you that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, because we lost a lot out here, but we saved this many people, including you and your people. You know, your,
And I get to
your,
keep-
your
and
fellow
I-
bridgemen.
Keep my honor and my word.
Yeah.
Yeah, priceless.
Here's
She's
the
fine.
thing: if Dalinar died out there, he was gonna lose his shard blade anyway,
Sure.
right?
Exactly. I mean, because he can't take it with him.
Yeah, he
That's
was gonna
the-
lose his son. He was gonna lose his whole
He's
army.
gonna
He
lose
was gonna lose
everything.
everything.
Yep.
Like, what's one
Absolutely.
shard blade compared to all
Yeah.
those things? You know.
But Kaladin's definitely proved wrong here. I guess he's probably having a whole lot of internal thoughts. I mean, we don't get it right now as far as what's going on, but this is a turn of events that proves Dalinar his character. I mean, Dalinar is it. Yeah, as far as like the epitome.
Oh,
Epitome
here he go.
The light
Here he
eyes.
goes.
I almost said it the
Here he
right way, and I
goes.
had to do it the wrong way just for
You got to do it the wrong way.
epitome.
Because
The
remember,
epitome.
it's epitome and Segu. You got those two things. You got to say them wrong. You got to say them wrong. Yeah.
But yeah, the epitome of now I'm gonna say
Mm-hmm.
the epitome of honor.
Yes.
Yes.
So,
I got thoughts on this, but I'm going to get to them when we get to the end.
oh, okay.
We're
So
almost at
Tristan,
the end.
we're almost at the end because Dalinar then goes to find Elhokar. And Elhokar's in his city.
Oh,
room.
is
This
he
is
aloof?
so great.
God, is he aloof?
Yeah.
He's like, I heard you had some trouble down.
He's such an idiot,
Yeah.
but he's kind of. I don't
For my
know.
soul.
Yeah. Dalinar finds Elhokar in his sitting room wearing his shard plate. And Dalinar,
Why
Just-
are you wearing your shard plate?
yeah.
Because he's afraid
don't
he's gonna
battle.
get murdered at any
'Cause
given
he's
second.
he
He
afraid
don't
he can-
battle. He don't
Yeah.
do nothing. Oh my gosh.
But first, when Dalinar goes in, he turns to his men and says something, and
Yeah.
goes in. We learn
Mhm.
later what he says. The
Mhm.
guards that are outside, and goes straight to Elhokar. And Elhokar's like, "Oh, good to see you, Uncle," and he just slams
I've
Elhokar
heard
down
some really
to the ground.
concerning things about
Like,
you and my
Oh
brother.
my god.
Ah, punch.
slams him down the ground. And it's like,
I
listen
heard
here.
nothing.
Listen here. He's like, you know who cut the girth, the strap? He's like, you did. You did it yourself, didn't you? And he's like, yeah.
Yeah, because Sadius told him that. Sadius
Right.
was like, he knows who did it. He
Right.
just isn't saying.
And
And it's like,
Dalinar
well, then it
looks at
has
him
to be him.
right. Yeah.
So
So Dalinar, he's like, and he admits to it. He's like, yeah, I cut my own girth, but someone is trying to kill me, and no one would believe me unless I made it up. And Dalinar's just like, really? You did all this and set me up to be the bad guy just to prove my loyalty? He goes, do you know like why the guards aren't coming in right now? It's because they're loyal to me, not you. Like
Mhm.
I could have killed you at any moment if I wanted to kill you, and no one would have batted an eye. Like
man, and he proves
Like-
that point easily.
Yeah.
Every
It's
time
crap
he tries
on
to
him.
materialize that blade
he just takes it away.
and
yeah.
he stops it, I was like, that's badass right there.
It
Because
was like
Yeah.
the
Can't
even
equivalent
summon
of
it.
like
Yeah.
spanking a 3-year-old or something
Pretty
like
much.
that. What he did.
Yeah.
It's like,
Alex
I'm
Hart.
not your enemy. I don't know why you did all this, but you undermined everything by playing your little games and everything like that. Like, if I wanted you dead, you'd been dead. Like, and I've proven it right now. Like, I can
Right.
kill you right this
because he
second.
shatters the center part of
Like,
it.
and has his
actually.
hand on his chest. It's like, I just press a little
And he's
further.
like-
All I
I-
gotta do
and
is
he-
squish.
And he's like, all I have to do is just push like a little bit.
Yep.
Boom. Like I'm crushing your heart.
Yep, like a
Yeah.
grape.
Yeah. That's right, like a grape, he says
Yeah.
specifically. Yep.
Right. Yeah.
Mm.
And, and eventually he releases his nephew. He's like, hey, listen, this is how it's going to be now. Tomorrow, you're naming me High Prince of War. And he's like, no, I can't. He's like, no, listen, we're done with all this bullshit. You are naming
Mhm.
High Prince of War. We're going to unite everyone. And all these high princes that don't know, they're going to be treated like children because that's what they are. They're all children. And
Because he's treating them like they're like respectful individuals, and they're
he's
not.
like, none of them are. So we're gonna treat them like children until they can learn how to properly be in an army.
Yep.
And finally, but Elhokar doesn't have much of a choice. He does say he fears rebellion, and Dalinar's like, no, we're gonna do this. This is what we're doing. And if anybody has a
And he's
problem
like,
with it,
you basically now condemned me to death.
Mhm.
or an assassin to come after me, blah, blah, blah. So he's worried about his own
right.
position. He's like, well, isn't it going to be easier for us to find out who's coming at you
Yeah.
if you do this?
Right.
Yeah. Ellikar's hoping he can like rule by everybody loving him. And like
And I
nobody's
love
gonna
how-
be mad at him. He wants everyone to get along so nobody comes after him.
Sure. And my favorite part is especially right at the end when Dalinar's walking out and he turns back and goes, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna bang your mom."
Wait, by the way, let's remember that at the beginning of the conversation, he
Yeah.
was like, "Hey, people got suspicions you're banging my mom."
Yeah. He's
At
like,
the end of this, at the
By
end
the
of the
way, get used
conversation,
to
he's
it.
like, "Hey, by the way,
I am
I'm banging your
Oh,
mom."
Thank you very much. And you better get used to it.
You better get used to it.
That's right. So she's gonna end up on exploitedmoms.com because we about to knock it out. So here's my complaint about this whole chapter. He never needed to give up his blade, because if he had machinations and or maneuvers to go in, do this show of force,
Mhm.
with the king basically,
Right.
and say, "Hey, you're gonna make me the, well, let's just call it the God of War."
Right.
At that point in time, the moment he's called God of War, he's like, all the bridge people, they all are under me now.
Yeah.
No blade necessary to be given to anybody.
Sure.
Now, what I do think he probably did that for is because he's probably setting up Sadeas to have a downfall, getting a little cocky about this blade, and he's gonna go out here and get his ass handed to him because he's not a warrior,
Mhm.
Right.
right?
Well,
So that's-
the people can duel for blades
Yeah.
too, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if that was a thing.
Yeah, I think Sadeas is
too.
going to get taken out with his hubris on this whole.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a sharp blade now. And it's going to
Mhm.
end up being where like someone's going to be like, "Gotcha, bitch!" And
Yeah.
they're gonna take that blade from him, and it's
Yeah.
going to be the end of story. So I
But I-
think
Yeah. I
That's
love this. I love the writing. I love this part of the book. Like where just this chapter is like one of the greatest chapters that I've ever
Mhm.
read. I mean, I just
I
love the
feel
whole
like it's a
book.
little too quickly turned around.
Sure.
I feel like it's quick. Like it's like, oh, we just went from the plateau to now we're showing up back in camp, and now we're talking to Sadeas, and now we're talking to the king, and I just feel like it's a little
real quick.
rushed. But
You love how
again-
the whole book just lasted so long, and then we get everything we've ever wanted in one chapter.
nope, Sandra Lynch. Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, and that's the way a lot, and actually that's the way a lot of these books, and I'm not talking about like Sanderson books, I'm just talking about in general. They
Yeah.
work.
A good point.
And I started.
I went. This brings up the second Dalinar leaves Sadeas camps without handing over the shard blades. Sadeas would execute all Bridge 4. I mean,
Yeah, that's what I would picture. Like he would just kill them all immediately.
We're going back and saving Dalinar.
And Dalinar wouldn't.
Yeah,
have
but
a
he
chance to
can't. He
save them.
couldn't. I think that if he had said, "Don't touch them," they saved us, et cetera, et cetera. I don't
Yeah.
know. I
Yeah,
don't know,
like if
'cause
he just left them
Bridge
go to
4,
his camp
Bridge
first.
4 didn't have to be there where
Yeah.
Dalinar was.
That's
True.
true.
He could have told him
just
like
left them
he
to
could have
his
told him
camp
like, "Oh,
first.
go sit in my camp,"
He
right?
tried to. He tried to tell him that, but they kind of
Right.
refused.
So again, now that Kaladin coming up. I mean, that's his choice.
Yeah.
But,
But then that's an act of war again, stealing Sadeas's property at that point, right? So Sadeas
No,
could've
no,
come
no,
after
no.
him again.
if you're saying, "Hey, they're injured and I'm taking care of them because they came to save us," blah blah
I don't
blah
know.
blah blah.
I don't think
I-
Sadeas is gonna care.
Yeah,
Injured or whatever. Like, give me my people back, and then he's just
Maybe.
gonna kill them.
Let my
Sadeas
bridgemen
was trying to kill
go.
Dalinar's
Yeah,
entire army. Do
exactly.
you really think he wants to listen to Dalinar? I told him, just hey, wait just a second. I'll be right back.
Yeah, hold up just a beat. Yep.
just
I
hold
don't
on.
know.
Hold just wait.
I don't know. Again, I mean, I think it could have been folded a little better. It's just all like really quick and it's like rolling downhill. And I know we're getting close to the end of the
Towards the
book, so this is kind of how it goes. And
Yeah.
this is the thing that gets you excited when you read a book. It's when it's like they're actually delivering you a lot of stuff, like action and because that's one of my complaints about the Wheel of Time books is, I mean, I feel like some of the battle scenes, it's like they go so insanely fast and so much crazy stuff happens.
Yeah.
And I'm like, could you just space it out just a little bit more so I can get my head wrapped around it
What's happening?
when you're fighting in the clouds and doing the thing? And then I'm like, there's a freaking like sword of light and you're doing, could you just give me a second here? It's that kind of thing. So that's the kind of way I feel about this right here. But I mean, it's nothing uncommon. And the same thing, I mean, I don't care what series you talk about. I haven't read Twilight, but I have read the Mockingbird,
Hunger Games.
Hunger Games. Yeah, I read those books. They all do the same thing. It's like this kind of a slow burn. Then it picks up. Then it kind of slows down a little bit, and then at the end, it's like crazy pickup in action, and just a lot of stuff happens.
Yeah.
And
At least it's not like Lord really dies. Oops, book's over.
See, now I like my way of
fair enough. I like that comment because it's true. Lord Ruler goes down. It's like, wait, what?
True.
What?
What? Yeah.
Book
See, no,
over.
I
It
like
was-
Way of Kings when I first read it because I thought the action scenes were more evenly spaced out. Like we got more of them more often and more things that were interesting. Like
Yeah.
when Kaladin did the armor for the first time, I was like, that's really interesting. Like his first bridge run even was pretty action packed, right? Like
Mhm.
them training stuff. Like there's been a couple other battles with Dalinar. Like I felt like there was a lot peppered in there.
In real
So it
battles,
wasn't like
all
slow,
are
slow.
really fast. I mean, that
Yeah,
that's
they're always really
true.
fast.
Oh,
in
it's
real
like-
life.
It's like a real. I think we had this conversation before on the podcast, but it's like watching a real fist fight. I'm talking like in the streets fist fight.
right. It's
A
over.
real in the streets fist fight doesn't last minutes. It might last a minute. You get
Maybe.
hit like a few times, and somebody's
Maybe.
probably dropping.
Yeah.
and
if they're
it's
still
not
going
nearly
at
as-
it, in it, it's just pretty ugly. They're just like
It's
throwing,
wild, and oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
wild. And
Out of
the
steam.
weirdest punch hits somebody in the right place, and they drop like a
Yeah.
freaking bag of bricks, and it's like, oh, you hit him in the duodenum. That's my favorite thing to say, by the way. I say it a lot. You hit him in the duodenum, and they're like, I'm out, my spleen or whatever. And that's kind of how it works. And so I get all that, but again, it just seems to accelerate and just kind of just looks like super acceleration, and then it's like end of book.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We still have a whole other part though next week. So
Yeah, we got a lot left.
Yeah, but I don't think there's that many hours left in this book.
no, it's a short
An hour and a half,
Yeah.
maybe.
hour and a half. Yeah.
There's like
Mega.
7 chapters, but they're all like 15-20 minutes.
Yeah, like one chapter is like 6 minutes.
Yeah.
One's-
Yeah, there's one
oh,
that's
no,
like
2
12 minutes.
chapters like 6 minutes,
Yeah.
15 minutes. The longest is 20 minutes.
Yep.
No,
Short-
25 minutes.
So are we
They're
doing
short
them all
chapters.
at once, Alan?
Yeah, we're doing the last part all
Okay.
at once.
Well, I hope I
See,
can join
see,
next
there
week.
you go. All of the last part of the book we're doing in one episode, if that gives you,
There's short chapters.
a
You
sense,
hope
a
you can
sense
join?
of spacing and time.
Well, because I'm going to be in Aruba.
Oh, that's right.
I'm
Well, we
going to be
can-
there
we
from
can-
Saturday to Saturday.
We
so-
can delay a week if we need to.
No.
No,
it's
please don't,
okay.
because then we're gonna start getting into time when I'm like possibly
Okay.
might not be able to record. So
Okay.
wait, if she's available-
Aruba. Aruba's
It's better if I can't be here, but Alondo can still be here.
sure. Good
Like
point.
if Alondo can't be here, then I'll be like, yeah, we can postpone it. But if it's just me, like
I
I'm
want to
important.
see you with the Aruba background,
right?
because I mean
wanna
it's gonna
podcast on the
happen.
beach.
Look! If I could flex and be like, I'm in Aruba, I
Are you
would
staying-
definitely be like,
Are you
all
staying
about
in
it.
Rajasthan or Palm Beach?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I'm just getting on a plane and going to wherever it goes. I
Okay.
have the information in an email.
Okay.
I'm going for actually Amisa's birthday.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
just had her 50th birthday.
There's not much. So, like down by Baby Beach, there's not much down there. It's possibly, like, most people stay in Rajasthan, which is the center, and then Palm
Yeah,
Beach
I
is where
really
the
don't know.
casinos
I
and
haven't
stuff
really
are.
looked at
But then
it.
you have like the area where like all the regular people, like where people actually live there, live
Yeah.
too.
I usually just go and just follow.
It's not a
people.
big island. It's a pretty small island.
Yeah,
But, yeah.
it's gonna be like I think there's like 12 girls going, 12 ladies going.
Oh, nice. It's
So
fun.
Do
yeah,
it.
girls trip.
Lock
be
it
fun.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, I haven't
excited.
been there.
It's been years, but I've been there once. One time.
All of my experiences down that area has been either like Dominican Republic, Virgin Islands,
Yeah.
things like that. I have not been to, or and then of course, and then Central America,
Right.
and then
Well,
South America.
Aruba's closer to South
Aruba
America
not.
than anything else. I mean,
It's
Aruba,
right on the outside of the South America.
Yeah, you
north
on,
of South
on a
America,
clear day, you can see Venezuela from Aruba.
Ooh.
It's that close to Venezuela. It's all the way down south. On a clear day, you can see Venezuela. So,
Nice.
Aruba's
It's gonna be
all-
hot. I might look like a lobster.
Is that
Don't
close
judge
though?
me.
It is.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Now I'm like super curious because I mean,
Yeah.
I did not know it was that close. I mean, I know it's
Yeah.
close, but you can see it on a clear day.
On a clear day.
Oh yeah, sure enough. There's a little
Yep.
Punto Fio and Punta Condon is right there.
Yeah. It's.
Oh
I mean,
geez, yeah, that's actually like. I mean,
It's-
yeah, but you're right. It's gonna be a clear day though. It's,
It's
like
a clear day. It's a clear day. But I mean,
it's
if
that's
you're on the
10
southern,
miles.
if you're on the southern tip, it has to be.
If you're on the southern tip, because it's 10 miles.
it's 10 miles. Yeah.
I mean, but realistically, you could see 10 miles if you. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see that now. But I did not know it was that close. But that little tip that comes off of the top
Of Venezuela.
of Venezuela, I did not know that existed there.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've always wanted to see Venezuela. So
Well, if it's a really clear day, you might just barely be able to see on the horizon.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I don't know. We'll see. I'm expecting there to be internet and data, and I'm gonna
Oh, yeah.
buy one of those like digital SIM card things, and like I should be fine.
Aruba's, yeah, there's plenty of internet on Aruba.
Oh, so you have an unlocked
Yeah.
phone, so you'll be good to go then.
It should be
That's-
fine. I just always have to be like, disclaimer, I'm gonna be in a new place and I
Yeah.
don't know how it's gonna be.
Sure.
You never know, right?
It'll be good.
Yeah.
Right.
So, anything else from these chapters? Any final thoughts before we move to favorite character?
Other than the fact that I just think it was a little quick, and I just didn't feel like he needed to give up the sword. But
Yeah.
I know he's giving up the sword right now because something's going to happen later, and I think Sadeas is not. Actually, my predictions is Sadeas and Dalinar are not long for this world. Maybe Dalinar may be a little bit longer, but I think Dalinar is going to get taken out quicker than you think. That's my guess.
Okay.
I'm not saying like this book, but I think Dalinar is not going to hang around as long as you think he's going to hang around. And
Okay.
Sadeas, I think, is going to get taken out, but I think it's going to be like in a weird, like crazy turn of fate way, like one of his
Okay.
like officers murders him or something. I don't know.
Just like a building falls on his head because that'd be great.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be something like that. Like some weird twist of fate is gonna take him out. I don't know what. And then I feel like Dalinar and oh shoot, why am I forgetting her name right now?
Navani?
Navani. Why
I don't know.
every
it's
so
fixed
often I forget her name.
I'm gonna start getting
I
it.
feel like these are star-crossed lovers in the Shakespearean sense. They're not gonna get
I don't like it
together.
when you say that, Alando, and I don't like it.
I'm
when
just
you
being
say-
honest. It's not. I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, of course you want it to happen, but no, it's not going to happen. They're not going to be like and happily ever after, and they went and raised corgis on a farm. Nope. They're getting one of them is getting taken out.
Slips and falls into a chasm.
Yeah.
He's eaten by a chasm fiend.
Wears his
Chasm
shard plate to the latrine and falls to the floor and
Oh
drowns.
my
Yeah.
god, yes, that would be amazing.
Navani goes and visits the apothecary. I don't know, but something's going to happen. Star-crossed lovers. They're not going to catch up together. Yeah, I want it.
Now,
I sincerely want it. Not going to happen. If it happens, fine. I'll.
see, I like manifesting happy things, and you like manifesting sad things.
I just know how. If you're trying to create a series of like books about something like this, it's not going to be like all like rainbows and unicorn pee. So yeah, it's not going to be good for them. So I anticipate something bad is going to happen to one of them. My guess is going to be Dalinar, because I think Sanderson is really good at writing some really strong female characters, and I could see him.
What are you doing, Alan? Are you giving hints?
No,
Oh,
I
no,
don't look at
I'm
him.
just
I'm not even looking at
stretching
him.
it out.
I don't look at him. I don't look at him.
Like, what's
No.
this?
was just
But I
stretching
feel
it
like
out, man.
I feel like she is going to pick up the mantle for him and carry it on his behalf. That's kind of where my guess is. My long, and I'm not saying this happens in this book. I'm just saying I think that long term, that's how this is going to roll out, which is unfortunate because I want to see them together, which is the reason why it's not going to work.
Yeah, I want them to get married and have 5 babies.
Mm.
Or should
Even
you
though
decide
they're
to
both
get revenge by
older
wearing
and all their
him to
kids are
battle?
grown up.
Wearing him to battle. Oh, wow.
Only no one on the left side
Man.
cares.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
See, now
Got dark really fast.
when I read these at first, my first thought was that, oh, Adolin and Sadius are gonna duel for that blade back. That's what I thought.
Adolin, I think,
because that made the most sense.
if it was earlier in the book, I would think that he was the most prime candidate to get murdered, probably by something stupid.
Adolin?
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
But I think it's getting smarter and smarter as the book goes along.
Yeah, I definitely had that thought too. Like firstbone son, yeah.
Oh my
he's gonna
gosh.
get
At the beginning, I was
murdered.
like, oh, this guy, he's going to fall off his horse and
Yeah,
break his
and
neck.
if not him, Renarin for sure.
Renard is just,
But he's
Renard
like,
is basically like a stand-in. I feel like
yeah,
Renard
but
is a
he gives me
stand-in
Tian
for.
energy a little bit. He's like the little
Yeah, that's
younger
what I was
brother
getting
that
ready to
everybody
say.
wants
I
to
was getting ready to
protect.
say the
So
exact-
like,
he's
obviously,
got that
he's gonna
same
get killed.
energy as Tien. Yes.
Exactly. So he's obviously gonna get murdered at some point, you know.
Well, no, because you can't do it twice. That's a bad look. If you do it twice, kill a kid once.
How many times has Brandon Sanderson killed the new boy that Kaladin's trying to protect? Like 8?
Yeah.
The limit does not exist.
The
limit does not exist.
first boy. Wait. The first boy that got killed that was under Kaladin's we'll say
Yeah.
visage.
Yeah.
What's his name? Do you remember his name?
Cian.
No,
Because he wasn't that important.
not Tien.
It was Cian or something like that. It was
No, I'm talking
I don't
about.
know.
I'm not talking about chronologically. I'm talking about in the book,
Yeah.
chapter wise. When you read it,
The first
we
one
know
read.
about Tien, but the first time we actually
Sin.
watch,
it was Sin.
right?
It was
Sin.
Sin.
So that all being
Literally.
said, I mean the purpose of that was so that way you understood that he had resonance between these two young boys, but I don't see him doing it again. That's a trick you use one time. I don't see it happening again. If he does that, if he goes back to that same well.
Kellen's not so good at protecting kids. Would not be a good daycare worker. You do
Yeah.
not.
No,
want to
I don't
send
think anybody
your
here is a
kids
daycare worker.
to Kellen in daycare.
Name one of these people that we've interacted with that's a good daycare worker.
Rock.
I mean,
Rock. Rock would be a good daycare worker.
He
that joke
would
was
be-
over there shaving. That joke over there shaving kids. You don't want that. Come
Yeah.
on.
He
You don't
would
want
be
that.
a Derek
He
daycare.
would
He's
be.
getting a rock soup. You don't want that.
The
man.
Lopin.
Come
The
on.
Lopin would be a great daycare kid. The Lopin.
Yeah.
Uh,
He would make them all his cousins.
Yeah.
You're
I
my
would say Sid
cousins now.
Sill.
Still would be good. Yeah. Still would be good.
Like, are they actually his cousins, or is that like a term of endearment?
I don't know. I
do
feel
we
like it's like
not
the
know?
Filipino thing where we call everybody uncle. Like it's
Oh, that's just that's a Hispanic thing. I mean,
it's also Filipino
general.
too. Yeah.
yeah.
That's
I mean, any of those.
I see.
Of course, Filipino has like a huge Spanish influence.
Yeah.
Reluctantly a Spanish influence, but yeah. But I was saying Sigil. Sigil would be great because he's a storyteller.
Yes,
he was like
Sigil would
he would
be
entertain
the best.
all the kiddos.
Sigil and Teft together.
Mm.
Yeah. Wait.
Still,
They
Hard
go just
hard
for
raising.
babysitting.
still
Sigil
get
and hard
distracted by
raising.
Leaf. Still just get distracted by Leaf.
That's true. So would be terrible.
Kept just training you how to use his saw buck knife. He's like, "Come here, kiddos. Let me show you something. Bring me that sow."
Yeah.
He's a rough and tumble dude. He'll teach you life lessons, but you won't like him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun times. Well, favorite character. Let's do favorite character.
All right, you go first, Orlando.
I have to.
Yep.
I can definitely tell you who I'm not choosing because I think something's up, and I'm getting more and more suspicious of Moash. I'm getting more and more suspicious about Moash. So anyway, just saying,
Okay.
some stuff has been said, and I'm like, you're really starting to kind of.
Ooh, what did you do this
Something.
time? That was sketchy.
It's you can't sound like you're the right hand man, and then you just kind of do some weird stuff, or you disappear, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. There's something about him that is just not sitting right with me.
Yeah.
If he was next to Tack the whole time, I'd be like, okay. But there's a lot of times he kind of, I don't know.
All I
don't
remember
know.
is Callan asking, like, hey, are you strong enough to stay with me? And Moash said, I absolutely am. And then that's like all I remember about Moash at all in this.
But
chapter.
I just,
Yeah.
I don't know. I really wish I could put my finger on it.
You
and
get
I
funny
just-
feelings.
Yeah.
There's some things that have happened in the last few chapters, and I'm just like, it's sitting there with me. So that the character I'm not choosing is him. Navani's too easy. That's a low hanging thing.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go super simple and just say Kaladin. I mean, he did the thing. He saves, everybody. Yeah. He walked up. He's out here promoting soldiers.
Yeah,
he's out here like making things happen. I haven't chose him a lot only because he's the most obvious pick.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna go ahead and just choose him this time only because he's not only doing things for himself, he's bringing up the people around him. So because of that, I'm gonna go ahead and choose Cal. So
okay.
Here's my thing.
I'm gonna pick Eshonai.
Oh,
explanation, please.
Judge, I would not take any questions. I would not take any questions.
We will not be taking any questions at this time.
Push my microphone away. I don't even know. What?
I was gonna pick Sadius for leveling up the Shard Blade, but
No, Trey, you gotta give me at least a nugget of something. I need to hear the inner monologue on that one, please. Look, I need this much.
Well, the last chapter was named after Eshonai. And that's all you get.
Gallant. That horse is badass. Gallant's a good pick.
Okay, well.
Gallant's
so,
my pick is always Gallant, but I'm not picking Gallant this time.
Okay, well, fine. Well, I'm gonna just choose this opportunity to say I hate you, and because you're not giving me anything. You're not giving me anything after I asked what it was, and you're like, "No, I'm gonna choose." I was like,
"I told you." There's a whole chapter named after this character.
No, I was told.
It's not my fault that you missed it.
I was told Rapho.
Yes.
Rapho.
And you were saying you were being told that again. But I'm still picking that character.
She's being evil.
Trey, I thought we were friends.
We are friends.
I thought we were friends. I thought we
are friends. And in 2 years, you will find out.
In 2 years.
Et tu brute. You broke my heart, Fredo. You broke my heart.
Anyways, next time we'll do in part 5, all of it. We're finishing the book. So
Sanderlanche.
Part 5, all the way to the end note. The epilogue and the end note. Because there's a end.
Oh wait, you got to read the end note too. Okay, because I saw it was available on the audiobook, and I'm glad you're bringing it up. So
there's an end note.
So it's all. I think it's 6 chapters.
I think so. It's through 75. So 70 through 75, and then epilogue. So 6. This little tiny.
So 6 chapters with the end note.
It's 7 if you include the end note as its own chapter. But.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say I think it's more than 6 chapters because it's 70 to 75 is 6.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's an epilogue
and then
of most worth, and then end note.
Yes.
And then it's Ars
Arcanum. That's just when it goes through all. That's the glossary. That's
Okay,
Arcadium
got
is
it.
like the glossary where it goes through all the
So
terminology.
it'll be 1, 2. So there'll be 6, 7, 8 chapters. But the end was only 1 minute and 44 seconds. So
Yeah, so
The
sad we're not
epilogue is
doing
like
Awards
12
and Radiance
minutes.
next. We will
Change.
do Awards and Radiance eventually. We're doing Tress next. Tress in the Emerald Sea. We're gonna do a little palette cleanser and do something completely different.
which is great because
yeah.
hopefully
I'm
I'll be in
excited
Seattle
because I
when it
haven't
happens.
read that one, so I can actually like get
We
into
first
it.
time
Participate
Yolanda
for the
and I
first time and not like like lord something over me. Okay, great.
Yes.
Yeah, you'll get the.
I don't do
yeah.
it often, but sometimes it's fun.
I know. I just like I love the fact you
Sometimes
torture
I like
me.
feeling how Alan feels.
I like the fact you torture me, but I'm still not going to be okay with it.
That's like the first time I ever did that. Come on.
That's true. Thank you. I appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I'll accept a little light torture.
That was a good one, I promise.
You better deliver.
Oh, it's Pythos. I haven't read Tress. DKMoon hasn't read it. And it's Pythos' favorite of the secret projects.
Ooh, nice.
No, good deal.
Nice,
Well,
yeah.
and I love, by the way, anytime where we can do something where you guys haven't done it either, and we can all do it together for the first time. I
Yeah.
would be
Be more
so hyped.
exciting.
I'd be so hyped because then it's not just the Londo theory time. It's
Yeah.
everybody theory
Exactly.
time.
Everybody theory
right?
time.
I'm so excited to have 3 time with you, Alando.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
It's gonna be fun.
Very
It's gonna be
good.
fun.
Yes.
Tress is fun. Tress is a fun story. Anyway,
By the way,
yeah.
Alan, are you tracking all my theories at all? Because I mean, I want to know how many of these theories are right and wrong. Because
I track a little bit of them.
okay, because I want to be called on the carpet if I'm wildly wrong. I mean, I want you guys
Okay.
to be like, "Man, you said
some-
that
there's
cat
some
was
you've
actually
been-
going to be a werewolf," and I was like, "Oh
Yeah.
no!" I
There's
was
some
wrong
you've been
on that.
close on, and there's some that you've been spot on.
Oh,
on. There's some
really?
you've been way off.
Okay.
Yeah. If I remembered more, I would clock them too, but I don't.
Okay. I mean, if I can try to recall them, I'll write them down maybe.
Pythos said it
Because this
best.
is the last part.
Every single
Mhm.
one is correct, especially the wrong ones.
I knew you were going to say something like that. Come on, Pythos. That checks out automatically. You were going to say something like that. Come on.
I'm really hoping
Okay,
some of
man.
these theories don't come
We write
true.
down the correct theories. It's a very short list. Chet gets jokes tonight.
Damn.
I mean, these guys are like just coming in with the heat, and I love it. I love it. Because I mean, especially if there's anything that theory timed and it actually pays off
Yeah.
next episode, I want to get like roasted.
Yeah.
All the things that I got wrong, because some of them I don't remember. Some of them I remember clearly. I'm like, I
Yeah.
knew blah 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 blah. And some of these are like,
Mhm.
did I say the thing, and I don't remember. So
Yeah.
Well,
Sounds
that
good.
gives me hope, though, that very few of them are correct, because I'm hoping a lot of the things that you're saying aren't correct.
Yeah.
because they're like kind of dour. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. And it's just because I just know how writing typically goes.
And they go against all my hopes and dreams.
Of
Yeah.
course they do. You don't want that, but I just know how fictional story writing goes. And usually you can't have like it's like you have 2 twins in the Harry Potter series and one of them dies.
I want all the nice things.
Spoiler alert, by the way. And so
Yeah,
it's like,
really.
yeah, I
Oh,
know.
that's
So it's
wonderful.
stuff like that. It just happens, and you're like, oh no, I'm sad.
Anyways, how you get found is at thecosmicreads.com. It's a website with links to things like Patreon and merchandise and Discord, social media, and all that fun stuff. So come join us in all those spaces and places. Support us any way you can, or hit the like button. That's always fun too.
Mm-hmm.
We don't like it, so we like to hit it. Just abuse the like. Abuse the like.
Like us, please.
Like
we need
us.
validation.
Yeah.
And
And yeah. Subscribe. Subscribe, comment, all those fun things that you're supposed to say that any person does. Yeah, I need validations. We need to feel like we have purpose in life. All right.
Oh
Yeah.
no. These desperation calls are hilarious to me. I don't know why. Have I drank too much tonight? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
These
Please like
desperation
us.
calls
We
are
like
hilarious.
you.
Oh no.
I need purpose in life. I need likes. Anyway,
I need validation. Yeah, but these things are funny. I'm sorry. All right.
all those fun things. Check us out
I
later.
am
We'll be
tickled to
back.
death by these things. All right.
We'll be back. We'll be back possibly next week from live or Tree live from Aruba.
Possibly.
Or
We have
not.
to finish up. Come on now.
No, we'll be back. Tree might be possibly
Yeah,
live.
I might be in a bikini if that helps, views.
Okay.
I won't be.
She's not gonna.
Make-
Come on.
make-
This
make a
this
bikini-
lady
Make
hides
a
her
bikini
hand.
glove. Make a bikini
This
glove.
lady hides
gotta
her
make a
hand.
little
You think
bikini
she's
glove.
bearing a lot of flesh? I don't think so.
I will be in a bathing suit with my safe hand glove.
Oh, not a two
Like a
piece.
little-
You're talking about a bathing. So okay, got it. That
I'll
I can get
be
behind.
wearing my glove. Don't worry.
Make a bikini
Now-
glove. You gotta make one. It's gonna be great.
I'm
Now
just gonna
the-
wear like a spandex one. Like
'Cause right now- If I remember correctly, right now is like kind of like a sort of pseudo rainy season down there. So if it's raining, I better see rain in the background of your shot because I love the rain. That's the reason why I love Seattle so much. So make it
okay,
happen.
we'll see. I'll do my best.
Make it so.
We'll see. I'll do my best. I'm in a house with 12 girls.
But it hardly
It's
ever.
not
Oh,
how
you
much
should have them
space I'll
all,
have.
like,
I don't know how much
At the
background
beginning,
space I'll
before you
get.
start, you should have them all come through and say hey, and then just go away
Yeah.
because they don't know anything
That'll
about
bring
books.
people. Hey, there will be 12 ladies on the stream next week.
No, hey,
And
there,
some of them
there's
might
the
be.
draw. The draw is 12 ladies coming through. That's right.
Yeah, it is actually technically the rainy season, but the rainy season in Aruba is like nothing because it's.
Oh,
like,
really?
Yeah.
Oh,
So like
I thought this was
normally Aruba gets between half an inch to an inch a month of rain. During the rainy season, it gets about 2 to 3 inches of rain a month.
Wait, but I mean, I thought that Central America and North,
Yeah,
South
but
America, this is like
it's a desert island. It's almost completely dry all the time.
really okay. You can tell I know nothing about Aruba.
Yeah.
Obviously. My bad.
Same.
It is considered the rainy. You are right.
I
It is
just
considered the
looked
rainy
in
season.
with all the other things and assumed
Yeah.
it was like all the other things around it.
It
Obviously, I
is-
haven't been there,
It
so
is considered the rainy season though. But that
okay.
means
So I got that
it
part
might,
right.
It might spit for like a second.
Okay.
Or
Well,
it never rains in Aruba.
Well,
but
if
it
I
does
can
this
get
time. of
rain,
year.
I will get rain for you. And if
Yeah,
I
there you
can't,
go.
hopefully there will be.
It's gonna rain the
ladies. I don't
entire
know.
time she's there after I said
look,
this.
Tree, look, the only thing I request, Tree, seriously, is if it's rain in the background, if you could set it up where I can see rain in the background, or just cool. I mean, you're gonna be near the water, I assume. So
I'll try.
cool.
It'll also be nighttime, so
Oh, that's true.
I'll probably
And
be
then
inside of the house.
we need to have every person just walk through quick introductions and be like, "Hi, I'm Lady A. I'm Lady
Yeah.
B,"
If
and
they're
then
cool
the
with
thing and the
that.
thing and the thing, and they gotta all say hello briefly.
I'll try.
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
probably at least get 2. I can probably get 2 of our mods, which is Amis and Z.
Absolutely, but
We
I
need
just
to bring
would like for them
12
to just-
gloves for all the ladies.
I'll have to tell them. I'm like, listen, none of you can show your lab.
That's a lot to set
Okay.
up, Tree. That's a lot of coordination. Don't do that. But look, if you could just get like some of them to come through and say hello.
Amis and Z will say.
I
that.
would
Listen, I
appreciate
can't force
that.
them all to follow Warrenism.
No. But
They all
again, it
have
would be
their own
great if they could.
religions with their own hand modesty. Okay, I can't
Mhm.
control that.
Their own hand modesty. That's hilarious.
Exactly.
I love
Anyway,
it. I love it.
Enjoy
But yeah,
your
but they
trip.
should come through and say hello.
Yeah,
Yes.
Thank you.
And how long are you gonna be down there?
A week,
A week.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
Saturday to
All right.
Saturday.
And what's the event you're going down for? Just because, right?
It's Amisa's birthday. She's having her 50th.
50th birthday!
Yeah.
Because you know I'm all about that 50th birthday situation.
Oh
so.
yeah, you gotta go all
Yeah.
out.
Yes,
There you go.
yes.
All right. Well, that's all I got for this week, guys. So,
Yeah.
bye.
Bye.
Boo-boo.
Thank you for watching the Cosmere Reads.
Gosh dang, gosh dang fresh. Gosh dang, gosh dang fresh.